Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel. And if you read the name of the video, obviously we're going to be talking about a couple tools that seem to be worthless. Now, before I get into showing you these couple products, before anybody gets all crazy and says, oh, I use these tools all the time. Now what I mean by this is, if you have a lot of tools, or you're in the mechanic field, or whatever field you're in, if you have a lot of tools, these probably you might actually have them and find that you don't use them all that much, if at all, or you might use them just to use them, not because you actually need to use them. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get into it. I'll give you my opinion, and please drop your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if you guys think these tools are worth purchasing. To me, one of these products is probably good for somebody that's just buying like a little toolkit for at home to like fix a bike or hook up a washer and dryer, little jobs like that. Or if you have a lot of tools, you might have it, like I said before. And the other one, somebody at home that's just buying a little toolkit probably won't buy this, because really both of these products have really cool concepts. The idea of them is really great. That's why I purchased them in the first place. But using them, I really don't use them for what they're made for, and we'll get into that. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think of these couple products. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say that this is all subjective. This is my opinion, and in no way am I saying that these are bad tools. I'm just saying, as far as the work that I do, I have used them, but not because I needed them. They're not bad tools, just I don't have a use for them really, or I don't use them for their intended use. You get what I'm saying. And it doesn't really matter whether you have the snap-on version or Pittsburgh or Power Built or Performance Tool or Gearwrench. It doesn't matter who. I mean, some are better than others, but it doesn't matter what brand you have. To me, I don't have a use for it. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get into the two items. First up is the Gearwrench. You guys also know, if you've watched my older videos, I had the Pittsburgh version. Now this is a pass-through socket set, and the idea is genius. And like I said, it's great for at home. Like if you just need a small kit for at home, maybe you're working on a bicycle, or small little jobs around the house, this can actually be very handy. Instead of getting a big old toolkit or whatever, this is nice, because whether you're working with just nuts and bolts or nuts on long studs or anything, the idea of the pass-through, the actual stud being able to pass through the entire thing, kind of like a wrench, is a really cool idea. This one is also flex head, locking flex head. It's reversible. I mean, the idea is genius, but tell you the truth, how many times have I came across a situation where I've came across a stud that was so long that I couldn't use a ratchet? Not very often. And when I did, what was my first idea to use? A normal wrench, a ratcheting wrench. Now, some people might argue, hey, what if you have a nut down in a recessed hole and you can't get to it with a ratchet? It's like, well, I don't know. The chances of you coming across a situation where there's a stud down in a hole and the nut's recessed and you can't get to it, and you can get to it with this, is the chances of that, I haven't came across it. In no situation have I actually came across a situation where I've needed this due to its capabilities. Now, like I said earlier, in no way, shape, or form am I saying this is a bad tool. It's really handy. You even get an adapter to where you can put normal 3/8 sockets on it. It has a quick release on it, which is really handy. Like I said, the locking flex head, it's reversible. I mean, it's really handy. Now, one thing this pass-through set doesn't offer that like the Pittsburgh one does and some others is the design that they use in the head of their ratchet actually allows you to use any of their pass-through sockets with any 19mm or 3/4 wrench. So that's really handy. But then again, you get 3 and 6 inch extensions also pass through. Now, like I was saying, to me, I bought it because I thought it was a genius idea. I'm like, oh wow, that can really come in handy. But really, after having it for a little over a year now, I gotta say, even when I could use it, I forget about it and I just use a normal ratcheting wrench anyways. But that's number one on the list. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that use pass-through sets all the time. But it's probably not because you absolutely need it. Maybe there's a job out there where you come across it where you absolutely need it, but not this guy. Next up is this from Powerbuilt. Now, Snap-on and a few other companies also make the same idea. And once again, when I first got saw it, I was like, oh, wow, that's genius. I saw it through Snap-on first. I think it was around $250, $300, something like that. And it's a low profile ratchet set. And it's genius because, well, let me just get a normal socket here. This is a normal, not deep well or anything. And this is gonna be a 13 millimeter from DeWalt. And I'll grab the 13. Now this is really handy. Now, maybe I'd buy the sockets, you know. That's fine. The sockets could probably come in handy, you know, being that shallow, getting into tight spots. But really, the ratchet isn't much thinner than the others, and what they've done here is thinned out the handle of the ratchet, so it's like putting a bunch of force on this skinny handle. It's not helping anything. The handle usually isn't the issue of getting into tight spaces. Let me just grab a couple different ratchets here. So here's a couple different ones from Gearwrench. So this one's a little bit thicker. This is their 120 XP. Here's an 84 tooth. Really, the head is no smaller than any other ratchet out there. I mean, it's thicker than the 84 tooth, thinner than the 120. Basically what they've done here is created a super thin handle for your hand to push against. Now, once again, nothing wrong with the product. It works great. I just haven't came across a situation where I literally can't just get this in there. If I can't get this in there, guess what? I usually go to a ratcheting wrench. That's my first thought. Now, some people might say, hey, there's a situation. You got this down in a recessed hole and you got like something obstructing it right here, and you can't get your ratchet in there to get over and down into the recessed hole. Where this one, you could get in there because it's thinner. The sockets are shorter. Really, you could use these sockets with any other ratchet. There's really not a big difference in the thickness of the head. And you can get in there, but then think about it. When you're backing it out, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be backing up to the obstruction that you were worried about in the first place, that you couldn't get your ratchet in there before. So the chances of coming across a situation like that is also, once again, very rare. How many times have I came across it in the last year or so that I've had this? 0 times. Usually I just grab a wrench because usually whatever I'm trying to get to in that tight space is not in a recessed hole. But the idea of these sockets is genius. That's really cool. And the idea of it, once again, I thought it was a really, really good idea. But through Snap-on, $250, $300, whatever it is just ridiculous. Now, if you have it and you use it all the time, nothing against you. Hell, I'd use the hell out of it if I paid that much for it too. But I spent maybe $20 on this Powerbuilt set. I think it's a 72 tooth ratchet. Obviously, it's not going to feel the best in your hand. I'd much rather have a comfort grip or a regular handle and just throw it on, you know, my good ratchets. So in no way, shape, or form, well, that doesn't go in there. Am I saying that either one of these sets, no matter what company you get it through, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad tools. They work great. It's just, for me, these are, just like the title says, worthless. To me, or useless, I should say. Not useless. I can use them a whole bunch, just not what they're intended for. Please let me know what you guys think. I know I've been rambling on, but that's my thoughts on the two products. But once again, you guys know I'm a tool freak. Can't let myself to get rid of them. I still do enjoy tools, and I love different ideas. So I continue to indulge myself with the tools. So thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, drop a comment down below what you guys think of stuff like this, or any other tools that you guys might have purchased that turned out to be a waste of money, or you just don't use as much as you thought you would have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.